না
কিছু পাচ্ছি না, কিছু পাচ্ছি না, কেউ আমাকে হেল্প করবার নেই। পাখা টাকাও সমস্ত বন্ধ করে গেছে, গরমের চুড়ায় মরে যাচ্ছি। আই এম নট গেটিং ইনটু ইট, क्या करना है?
ওকে,
দ্য টাইম ইজ, আরে কারোর টেলিফোনও যে করব সেটাও পাচ্ছি না, মুন্নির টেলিফোন, এসব টেলিফোন, অশোক সাকেত,
ওকে,
চ্যাট,
জাস্ট ইউ স্টার্ট
কি
ইউর
কাণ্ড
ওয়েলকাম।
রে বাবা, বলো কি কাণ্ড, আমি ঢুকতে পারছি না।
ফোন দিয়ে করো না।
কি করে করবো, ফোনেও হচ্ছে না, ফোনেও হচ্ছে না।
ओके अशोक, यू स्टार्ट योर
হচ্ছে
वेलकम।
না,
साथियों,
শেমফুল ব্যাপার।
যখন করেছে তখন দেখেনি,
তখন তো দেখেছি, বলে গেছে, তাতে তো হচ্ছে না। এটা তো আমি পৌঁছে গেছি, পৌঁছে যাওয়ার পরে সবাই আছে, আই এম নট গেটিং ইন।
বলছি ইন্টারনেট ওর কি লাগিয়ে দিয়েছে, ইন্টারনেটে কিছু হচ্ছে না তো।
শিগগিরই বলো, আমাকে মিলিয়ে দাও, আমাকে কথা বলতে দাও।
अनुरोध है कि वो अपना
কথা বল মুন বাবার সাথে।
কে বলছে?
মুন্নি।
হ্যালো মুন্নি,
বলছি ফোনে করো।
হ্যাঁ
ফোনেও হচ্ছে না।
আরে ফোনে আমি পাচ্ছি না, ফোনে তো হচ্ছেই না। এইখানে স্ক্রিন পর্যন্ত এসেছি, স্ক্রিন পর্যন্ত এসেছি, কিন্তু ওদের আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি, আমি ঢুকতে পাচ্ছি না।
ये नीरज विश्वास जी,
হ্যাঁ জয়েন করেছি, সবকিছু করেছি, ওদের সবাইকে দেখা যাচ্ছে, ওরা 4-5 জন কথা বলছে, মুখ দেখা যাচ্ছে, বাট আই এম নট গেটিং ইন।
ओके, इस जूम मीटिंग में जुड़े सभी साथियों को सर्वप्रथम मेरा जय भीम। साथियों, जैसा कि आप लोगों को पता है कि आज से 90 वर्ष पूर्व 17 अगस्त 1932 को ब्रिटिश प्रधानमंत्री जेम्स मैकडोनाल्ड ने, रेमसे मैकडोनाल्ड ने यहाँ इंडियंस, मुस्लिम, ईसाई, सिख और शेड्यूल कास्ट के लिए कम्युनल अवार्ड की घोषणा की थी। स्पेशली शेड्यूल कास्ट के लिए उस कम्युनल अवार्ड में 2 वोट के अधिकार मिले थे। 2 वोट्स का अधिकार का मतलब ये था कि शेड्यूल कास्ट अपने 1 वोट से अपने शेड्यूल कास्ट जो कम्युनिटी के जो प्रतिनिधि होंगे, जो उम्मीदवार होंगे चुनाव में, प्रांतीय इलेक्शंस में, उसमें वो अपनी ही वोटों से चुन के उनको भेजेंगे और दूसरी वोट का इस्तेमाल वो जनरल सीटों में करेंगे। निश्चित तौर पे ये जो वोट का अधिकार था, हालांकि सीमित सीटों में था, टोटल 78 सीटों में मिला था। यस यस,
ओके।
ये जो कम्युनल अवार्ड मिला था 2 वोट का अधिकार, इसके विरोध में जो इस देश का ब्राह्मण बनिया वर्ग है, उन्होंने एक षड्यंत्र रचा और अनशन वीर गांधी को 20 सितंबर 1932 को इसके खिलाफ यरवदा जेल में अनशन में बैठा दिया। और उसके 4 दिन बाद, यानी आज के ही दिन, 90 साल पहले आज के ही दिन 24 सितंबर को महाराष्ट्र के दलितों और ब्राह्मण बनियों, हिंदू महासभा, कांग्रेस और आरएसएस के जो ब्राह्मण बनिया टीम थी, उनके बीच एक समझौता हुआ जिसे पूना पैक्ट के नाम से जाना जाता है। अब चूंकि इस एक पैक्ट से जो शेड्यूल कास्ट का एक वोट का अधिकार था, वो सीधा सीधा अस्तित्वहीन कर दिया गया। और हम संवैधानिक तौर पे वोट का अधिकार तो हमें प्राप्त हुआ स्वतंत्रता के बाद भी, लेकिन ये जो सिस्टम है, जो ये पॉलिटिकल रिजर्वेशन लाया गया, इसके तहत शेड्यूल कास्ट आज तक अपने काम का एक व्यक्ति जिता कर लाने में सक्षम नहीं हो पाया, और उसका कारण है जो चुनावी मैकेनिज्म है, उसमें जो शेड्यूल कास्ट है, जिस सीट में शेड्यूल कास्ट के लिए रिजर्व सीट है, वहां पे शेड्यूल कास्ट का इतना वोट नहीं है कि वो अपने वोटों के बल पे अपना कोई विश्वसनीय कार्यकर्ता, विश्वसनीय उम्मीदवार जिता के लाए। और इस स्थिति में जो निर्भरता है वो ब्राह्मण बनिया और जो सवर्ण वोट है उसके ऊपर शेड्यूल कास्ट निर्भर हो गया। और इस समझौते के आज 90 साल पूरे हो गए हैं, उस संदर्भ में आज बात करनी है। तो आज के हमारे जो मुख्य वक्ता हैं बंगाल से हैं मिस्टर एस.के. विश्वास जी, और भी साथी जुड़े हुए हैं, कुछ देश के दूसरे कोनों से, कुछ विदेश से भी जुड़े हुए हैं। वो भी अपने बातें रखेंगे कि इन 90 सालों में हमने क्या पाया और क्या खोया, ये पूना पैक्ट का असर है वो किस तरीके से हमारे समाज में आया। तो चूंकि अब समय हो गया, इसलिए अब मैं ज्यादा देर ना करते हुए सीधा मिस्टर एस.के. विश्वास जी को इनवाइट करूंगा कि सर प्लीज आप अपना मोबाइल ऑन करें और अपनी बात शुरू करें। मिस्टर एस.के. विश्वास जी।
अदा विश्वास सर, Vishwas sir, can you unmute your mic?
Yes sir. Jai Bhim sir.
Okay. Ashok sir.
हेलो।
Ashok, yeah, can you ask Vishwas sir to speak?
हाँ, हमको सुनाई दे रहा है?
Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
Yes sir. बात शुरू करें सर।
जी सर,
शुरू
बोलिए
करें। ओके ओके
ओके।
अभी मेरा ख्याल अशोक साकेत जी बोल रहे थे कि हम शेड्यूल कास्ट लोग संख्या का इतना है कि हम निर्भर हो गए ब्राह्मण।
जी अनम्यूट योर हेलो जी
सर, unmute your camera sir, kindly
हेलो
स्टार्ट योर वीडियो जी, स्टार्ट योर वीडियो।
हाँ, सुनाई दे रहे हैं?
स्टार्ट योर
वीडियो तो हम स्टार्ट कर दिया।
we can't able to see your face sir, we can't see your face,
साउंड नहीं जा रहा है।
sound is clear,
साउंड आ रहे हैं।
sound is clear, face is not, we
Face
can't
is
see
not
your
there.
face.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
leave it. Let me speak.
Okay, okay.
And somebody may come by the time can help to show my face also.
Okay, fine sir.
I am unable to go more than this.
Okay, fine sir.
Okay, the thing what you are telling that our number is very small, and that is why we are subordinated to the Brahminical social order. I do not think it is at all acceptable thing. The Brahmins, who are not more than 3% of the total population, even if we consider ourselves 15 to 20% scheduled caste, I mean to say, because our number has been decreased, they show it in decline manner. Never we go up from 16%, whereas in 1911 census, our numbers were 20%, 19.8% all over India. So it has been reduced. They reduce us, our number, they eliminate us, cutting our number. So how can we accept that 20% is subordinate to the Brahmin people? It is not the number. Because of many other things, we are bound to obey them. We are coerced to obey them. We are lashed to obey them. And we ourselves also do not behave in a manner that we tackle all our problems unitedly. And more so, today we are here, this Kashiramists, or with the movement of Kashiramism. The big difference between Ambedkar's movement and Kashiram's movement is Ambedkar's movement was scheduled caste movement. He died as the president of All India Scheduled Caste Federation, only scheduled caste, be it 15% or be it 25%. So he was against Muslims, he was against backwards, he was against the tribal people. So only 15% cannot achieve big thing. But Kashiram's movement is the movement of Bahujan, the majority. And in our case, we are immense majority. Kashiram said that the Brahminical system or social order, by this system, who are beneficiaries and who are victims of the system. Kashiramji's movement or Kashiramism is the way to liberate this 90% people, not only majority means 51%, as the 90% of the total population of India. We, the immense majority, the lowest stratum of the society, and oppressed, depressed, whatever you say, that is according to Kashiram's theory, as a new term he has applied. He has called us the victims of the system, these Brahminical systems. Whosoever is a victim of the Brahminical system, he comes within 90% of the group. Be it Sardars, Sikhs, be it Mohammedans, be it Buddhists, or other small religions and communities and tribes and others and others and others, all oppressed, victims of the Brahminical system. This is the major point we have to understand. So let us not think so numeric from the standpoint of numerical strength. These 3% Brahmins, they are our lords, not because of only number of people. Number of people matters in democracy. That is why Kashiramji started that movement of Bahujan Samaj, that 90% democracy is the rule of majority. According to Marxian theory also, the rule of the proletariat, the immense majority, the lowest stratum of the society, they will unitedly fight against the capitalist system and they will overthrow it. By forcible overthrow of this capitalistic structure of 10%. Similarly, in our country, anybody can get it, that the immense majority, they are divided in numerical nomenclature and groups. Anyway, today I'm not going deeper on this subject. Kashiramism is this. So democracy is the rule of the majority. Democracy is the rule of Bahujan. Ganatantra means Bahujana Tantra. And who are the Bahujan? Bahujans are the depressed, according to the terminology of Kashiramji. They are the victims of the system. So Kashiramji wanted to unite the victims of the system. But doing so, Kashiramji at the outset of his struggling life or the political battle, that Kashiramji said that I am in politics not to give people free rice and cheap sharis and kapras. I am in politics only to give this immense majority, 90% of the total population who are deprived of their all rights. I am to give them a strength that they will purchase rice. The rice what Ambani or Advani will purchase. They will purchase the same shari what Nita Ambani is purchasing. I will give everybody power to be equal partner of the system and the society and the government power. So at the outset, what Manuwad Kashiram started is basically today's subject matter. POONA PACT, the previous and after. Now, on the 50th year of POONA PACT, that is, those who got benefit out of this POONA PACT to remain intact on the wheels of governance, those hereditary sub-ruling class, not more than 10% of the total population, they wanted to celebrate in a big manner the POONA PACT Day. So immediately Kashiramji decided to hold rallies on different stages all over the country. POONA PACT Dhikkar Divash, that is, oppose POONA PACT Day. It is a black day for the scheduled caste and this Bahujan Samaj, 90% of the total population of our country. And on this day, and to celebrate or condemn this day, Manuwad published a book also. He has written not much or many books. He has written many articles in his several papers. But this book he published in the book. Sorry, today I cannot show you the book. I'm having the book in my hand, and I thought I will show you this book also. But sorry, on the cover of the book, the chamcha is an era of the Stooges. An era of the Stooges by Kashiram, released on 24th September 1882 on the occasion of 50th anniversary of POONA PACT. This is his book where he condemned this POONA Pact as, with this, I mean to say, with the starting of this POONA Pact, started the Chamchaes on September 24, 1932, the date when POONA Pact was signed, taking away. What did it do? It took away our separate electorate, and we were forced upon with joint electorate. So on page 103, once again, he has made a question, and then he gives answers. The question he starts, when Chamchaes starts, he has paragraph, how old is these Chamchaes? And he gives answer. On 24th September, what I read earlier, it was in introduction. But in 93 pages, he writes, how old is the Chamchaes? On 24th September 1932, POONA Pact was forced on depressed classes. With these started the Chamchaes. When the Hindus were forced to concede a little bit of power, they took to second defense. So they secured joint electorate instead of our demand for separate electorate. And people generally misunderstand what is actually separate electorate. Separate electorate is not my separate voting right. It is the community, goshti, separate group of people, voters, a separate group of voters who will vote for themselves only to send their representatives, primarily, naturally, the real representatives in the legislature to protect their interest. So, now, this is POONA Pact, and Kashiram says it is the starting of the, nothing but POONA Pact is nothing but the Chamchaes, starting of Chamchaes. That what we are today, as the speaker who was telling that our number is little, so we have become the Chamchas of Brahmins and others. We can't avoid it. So this Chamchaes is this. What is this POONA Pact? POONA Pact is a constitutional modality. It is neither social nor religious nor any other thing, not even a political affair. It is purely constitutional part activities. Because how this POONA Pact comes? There was Government of India Act 1919. The act was published in December 1919. How this constitutional changing or changing for self-governance in the hands of common people of this country. It has a long history. It doesn't start with POONA Pact or the advent of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in untouchables politics. So in Act of 1919, there was provisions for our people, untouchables, to be elected in the legislatures with our votes. And that vote was almost kind of separate electorate. I'm telling kind of separate electorate, I will explain or I will tell. Now this started long back. When did it start? It started by Lord Ripon, who 1882 gave us the power, they gave us the democratic power in our hands so that we can elect our own people in the grassroots level. That is rural people, the agriculturists of Bengal. During those days, Bengal was the largest and the richest state government of India, British government, and the capital of British was in Calcutta. Now, let us see what was the declaration. Lord Ripon declared in 1882, wherever possible, representatives were to be elected by taxpayers rather than nominated by government. No more ICS officers and others to nominate local leaders and to do local administration and civil and other job development. So he says, wherever possible, representatives were to be elected by taxpayers. And how much tax? 1 rupee 50 paisa. So 1 rupee 50 paisa was too much for our people. Still, they got this voting. They were empowered for the first time in the history of India, thousands, millions, millenniums history. For the first time, they got the power to rule. They were empowered. The elites were empowered. The untouchables were empowered with this enfranchisement. Though only taxpayers. And he also said, if the boards were to be of any use, boards mean local boards, union boards, for the purpose of training the natives to manage their own affairs, the purpose of these starting self-governance, Lord Ripon in 1882, any Indian history, modern history, you see the declaration of Lord Ripon, how he opens this horizon of democracy on Indian dark soil. So these people, our people, captured many blocks and local boards. They became president, they became even the caste Hindus, the Brahmins and others. Many a times they refused, no, we cannot sit in the meeting with these untouchable people. The British DMs surprised how they are not touchable and why they are not touchable, etc., etc. Those history, that big history. So, now, all of a sudden, why Lord Ripon, the third viceroy of the British government, started this democratization steps so firmly? Because they had problem. What was the problem? In Bengal, there have been 2-3 communities, very strong and numerically much large, and with independent attitude. The mentionable number 1 was the Chandals, today who are known as Namashudras. And other part of the Chandals of Bengal were these Pandrakhatriyas. And other part of the Chandals were the Rajvanshis of North Bengal. And the other part of the Chandals were Dushads of Patna and Hajipur, etc. Ramvilas Paswan. Those Hajipur, etc., up to eastern UP, it was Bengal. From Burma to that part, Odisha, all Bengal. So these Bengal rose like anything. Rose like anything. From any history book, you can see what is the position of Bengal that day. So anyway, these people had their religion different. In 1835, when Dr. Ambedkar in 1835-36 in Yulwa conference, etc., was declaring that though I was born a Hindu, I will not die as a Hindu. You know, our leader in Bengal, Harichand Thakur, his great-grandson, today is a central minister, Thakur, surface and transport minister. That Harichand Thakur declared in 1834, a century before, he never told that we are born Hindu. He told we are not Hindus. We are not Hindus, and our religion is our religion. Everybody called them Motua. Nowadays, you will find the Motuas are very famous. Our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji visited Motua land and paid homage to Urakandi, Bangladesh. These are the Motuas. So he declared that we are not Hindus. We are different. We are different, and that movement arose the peasantry. And see the Marxist book. He has paid salutes to the peasantry of Bengal and Bombay. That is there any political party in the world who has originated agrarian revolutions as in Bengal and Punjab, Bengal and Bombay? That is, these agrarian revolution, one after another, hundreds. The British got terrified that we are gone. So last what British gave very popularity and records, all DMs, etc., that was the first agrarian strike. The British administrator, ICS officers termed it agrarian strike. Strike is usually used, dharmaghat, for the industrial workers, etc., etc. But only in that place, in Bengal, these Namashudras, they hold up cultivation in the lands of the caste Hindus. Because in one of our rich person's mother's funeral affair, the highest and the Brahmins, whom you were telling that we are subordinate because of the number, see what was their condition. They refused to take our invitation on some grounds. So our people pulled up their plows. No more we will cultivate your land. No more our ladies or gents will go to your house to complete your personal home affairs. So this was 1872. And what was 1872? A terrible international affair. The Indian history is not Indian history. It is an international history. While we discuss Indian history, this part, we need to discuss the international history, because our king or emperor was not an Indian. There was no India before the Britishers created this India. So the British, they got terrified that we have lost in 1786 our colony in America, and that has become a republic since 1786. Philadelphia Convention, the Constitution, the first ever written constitution of the world, having only 7 articles. And we have lost another monarchy in French, where in 1787, a French revolution, the agriculturist revolution, overthrew and created all havoc all over the territories of Europe and other places. So now, once again, this peasantry being encouraged with a religious enthusiasm and a spirit of nationality, because our religious guru said, nationality is our religion. Nation is our God. There is no greater religion or God than the interest of our nation. We have been made slaves by these Brahmins because we are not educated. Start education. And once again, it comes to Lord Ripon, W.W. Hunter's Commission, agrarian and rural spread of education, and our religious come political come social leader, Guruchand Thakur, son of Harichand Thakur. He took up this mission. He didn't go for London or America or other places for higher education or doctorate, etc., etc. Generally, we think of ourselves only. I am doctor such and such and such. I have 3 doctors, PhD, delete, so and so. No, Guruchand Thakur said, education is to be spread and given in each home and each boys and girls. A family where there is a illiterate boy, we will not accept our member. Sarvajana Shiksha. It's more than Sarvajana Shiksha. A floodgates of education he started along with W.W. Hunter and Lord Ripon. Now, this is why, to avoid 1971 Paris Commune, the Marxist Karl Marx himself composed and created that parish commune, the communist rule, which was destroyed by the entire world powers. So the British here in India got terrified. So they started imparting rather democratic system. Yeah, okay. Don't be annoyed with us. We are not torturers. You appoint, you elect your people and do justice for yourself. So for the first time, this hereditary subject class, the entire Bahujan, immense majority. This terminology has been used by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. This India democracy has failed because this hereditary subject class have failed to capture the power from the hands of hereditary ruling class, those 10% Brahmins, etc., etc. So this democracy no sooner started, Bengal rose like anything by the leadership of Guru Chand Thakur, and enormous literacy started, and other than literacy, a band of graduates and matriculates came. So naturally, they wanted to have selection, job. When we have got education, we need their placement. So this placement, they demanded. On what basis? The basis for this placement was proportional representation. That is, in job, in politics, you have already given as voting right and elect our people. Now it is the point of executive. So in 1907, Assam Bengal government, why Assam Bengal government? Because 1905 Bengal was divided into two parts, Assam and Eastern Bengal, and the West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha. Now this Assam Bengal government, our majority is too much. 1911 census, for the first time, we got recognized as separate from Hindus. We were recorded as depressed class. And depressed class people in Bengal was counted 24.4% in 91 census and 1911 census. And Muslims were 55%. And the untouchables majority are Muslims also. It was in eastern side. So there in Eastern Bengal and Assam Bengal government, we were 85% and we were rulers. In the assembly, therefore, very easily we passed. And the British government, proportional representation of communities in public employment, Act of 1907, February. So you understand what a dangerous havoc for the other part of India, British India. So the British India in Bengal, West Bengal, Calcutta, they started agitating that anti-partition Bengal, anti-partition, bring them under Calcutta clique. And it was done in 1911. The Bengal was partitioned in 1905 and by 1911. And another damage was that this unchecked, untouchable and Muslim union, Dalit Muslim unity and their political achievements are so dangerously going ahead. So Calcutta was shifted as a capital in Delhi in 1911 and 12. And not a single, that is why you will not find not a single Bengali, Brahmin and others, those Hindus, they had any objection. Why capital will go away from Calcutta to Delhi? We won't let it go. Anyway, now, after these, the question of proportional representation, what POONA PACT, I told it is a process of constitution making after the Act of 1919. Next, 10 years after, another constitution was to come. So 1929-30, but that was delayed and delayed and delayed. And eventually it came after POONA PACT, because POONA PACT settled that we are no more depressed class. We are Hindus. However, we cannot be pure Hindu. So we are scheduled Hindu, and Hindu means caste. So we have been called as scheduled caste. So this POONA PACT thus destroyed our identity as separate political element also. What Guru Chandra Thakur achieved, he was the father of depressed classes. You see, up to 1934-33, all British documents mention us, refer us as depressed classes, not caste. We are not caste because we are not Hindus. It was not only the demand of Manguram in Punjab, Aad Dhammi. Here we are Matuas and many others, but we are not Hindus. So this depressed class, Manguram was also counted as depressed class. He fought with the British people. No, no, we are not Hindus. Don't count in the census as Hindus. There was even fighting in Punjab on this issue. So, this POONA PACT made us Hindus. You know, when Gandhi said, Gandhi was defeated in roundtable conferences, first roundtable conference, and he declared, look, whatever you say, I am not going to agree that these untouchables are separate element, different element, independent, political independent, that I cannot agree. तुम मुसलमान हो जाओ, जो हो जाओ, हो जाते. नहीं हुआ तो हम नहीं देंगे तुम्हारा। तो ये सब जब नहीं दिया, तो he wrote ultimately, वो धमकी दिया था फर्स्ट राउंड टेबल कॉन्फ्रेंस का एंड में, that I will resist it with my life. And he declared, after he sent letters to the British authorities, that I will start hunger strike till death on 20th September. And British Prime Minister and others replied. And Gandhi point blank said, look, this is not primarily a question of politics, it is a question of religion. If untouchables goes away, these dirty people, these untouchable people, these victims of our torture and tyranny, then whom should we torture? We cannot let these divine slaves go away from the concentration camp of Brahminism. He said it is a question of religion. Then Prima told, okay, we are arranging. What he arranged? He arranged a very dangerous thing. That is the second voting. That untouchables will separately, with separate electorate, they will elect their own candidate, and thereafter they will, in other places, they will elect general people also, general representative also. So general candidate will come to your door with folded hands. भाई मेरे को वोट देना. But Dalits and untouchables and other backwards, that is the members of the Bahujan Samaj, are not to beg votes from them. So this was, okay, I'm giving them that they are not outside the Hindu society. And Ambedkar has criticized this point very heavily, that the British and the Congress deceived us. What they took away was more valuable than what they give some seats more. And some seats more also was not a foolproof. Out of 151 seats in 1937 election, they took away 48 seats. And what Congress and Gandhi had done to the untouchables, in that book he has analyzed everything. But sad that many a times, we cannot go back. Once the river is in the ocean, it cannot go back. It cannot go back to its original form. It can't go back to its original form. Why I am telling this? The point is, what Dr. Ambedkar did, this POONA Pact, in the beginning, he was not in favor of separate electorate. He even criticized, because India Councils Act, another previous constitution of India Councils Act, that was not Government of India Act, India Councils Act 1909, for the first time to weaken disempower or disenfranchise this untouchable votes, they separated the Muslims from the untouchables combined group, so that the untouchables cannot take help of votes, nor they can help Muslims with their vote. 1909 Councils Act declares it gives us more self-governance power, but at the same time damages. They gave separate electorate to the Muslims. Now you see, in democracy, we are here 100, some Muslims, some Christians, some Hindus, some scheduled castes, some tribes. Why Muslims will be debarred of casting vote in favor of Vishwas? Or Vishwas will not be entitled to cast his vote in favor of some Mullaji. This was a separate, this is not democracy. This is not democracy. The British ruptured the purity of democracy in the Government of India Act 1909 by giving separate electorate for the first time. There was no separate electorate, nothing so long. I told you, 1882, the voting was started. We got the enfranchisement and empowerment. So 1999 Government of India Act, it gives Muslims separate electorate. So our people also, Guru Chandra Thakur and his leaders, Mukunda Bihari Malik. Mukunda Bihari Malik was a professor in Calcutta University in 1914. He was a professor of law in Surendranath College, Law College. He was a barrister or advocate in Calcutta High Court, a member of Senate of Calcutta University. He started Dalit movement or untouchable movement in 1912. So these people, they started saying that we need our separate share. And as a result, many people, even after separate electorate for the Muslims, they in 1907, our leader from this Orakandi, where our Honorable Prime Minister paid a visit a few months back, there from the letter issued to the British authority, like the Muslims, we also claim special political privileges, separate electorate. But that 1907 and thereafter Mukunda Bihari Malik, years after years, and Mukunda Bihari Malik drafted some parts of the next constitution or the Government of India Act 1919. Again, he failed to get separate electorate for us. But his struggle for separate electorate continued. And during this period, during this 1819, the constitution making period, Guru Chandra told, no problem, we need 2-3 more Government of India Act this way, one step other, and the step ahead, we will get our liberty. But sorry to say that Guruchandra Thakur and Mukunda Bihari Mallik, etc., the leaders of Bengal who fought from 1880 failed to remain within the body politic of Simon Commission, which came to give untouchables and others a new constitution, more privileges and power for self-government. Because this time, it was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, groomed by the American and British people and groomed by Rajas and Maharajas and sponsored by Brahmins and Baniyas. He came to face the Simon Commission. None of the leaders from Bengal was included in the body of Simon Commission. And August 3, 1928, many leaders fought for the new constitution. And you see here in front of me, I'm sorry that you are not seeing me, that let me read volume 17, 1, page 65. What it reads: 18 depressed class associations gave evidence before the commission and placed their memorandum before it. 16 of them pleaded for separate electorate for the depressed classes. 2 deferred. One was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on behalf of Vaishkrit Hitakarini Sabha, and he was representing Bombay legislature. He said no separate electorate. Dr. Ambedkar submitted a memorandum to the Simon Commission demanding joint electorate with reservation of seats for the depressed classes, which ultimately he got done through POONA PACT after a prolonged drama from 1932 to 1933. PACT was on September 24, where Mr. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi didn't sign. So out of 1816 for separate electorate, one, that is Madras, they wanted nominated members, and Dr. Ambedkar wanted joint electorate with reserved seat. See, here there is no Gandhi. In this commission, Congress was not representing, they boycotted. However, the constitution they submitted was drafted by father of Jawaharlal Nehru, Motilal Nehru. Very interesting here, that in this Bombay legislature, when Dr. Ambedkar was fighting against separate electorate, there was in Bombay from 1920 onwards a very strong organization of backward Shudras. They formed even a political party. Very shattering to hear the party's name, non-Brahmin political party. That is the Brahmins on the one side and the entire other, what Manuwad Kashiram gave the different name, that it is Bahujan, immense Bahujan Samaj. So that that non-Brahmin political party representatives, they demanded separate electorate for the untouchables. Here it is written, the Madras Central Adi Dravida Mahajana Sabha demanded nomination for the depressed classes, while the Bombay Provincial Non-Brahmin Party in its memorandum recommended separate electorate and reserved seats for the depressed classes. Ambedkar vehemently opposed, and being alone, what he did, he articulated man, he submitted a separate memorandum, where he even asked British, your proposal of separate electorate is anti-national, anti-democratic. There are countries where Muslims and others religious there, but nowhere, never separate electorate is there. You stop separate electorate even for the Muslims, what you have given since 1909. But Dr. Ambedkar was very minority, one man. So Simon Commission in 1930 May gave the depressed classes award of separate electorate. That you are separate. You are no more Hindus. You have your independent political activities and ambition. You have a share proportionate to your population in executive, in legislature, in judiciary, everywhere. And it is irony that Dr. Ambedkar came down in the street to oppose it, along with the other nationalists. Nationalist means caste, Hindu nationalism, Hindu nationalists. So ultimately, there was a compromise between the British, Mahatma Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, Congress, and others. Okay, let us review it. But it should not have been reviewed because it was a statutory committee. A recommendation of the committee was final. Still, there was George V, the Emperor of India and King of England, convened all Indians in the Round Table Conference. And in the first Round Table Conference, there is a communal group to settle this communal problem. There, Dr. Ambedkar showed his different face. You know, as much as speeches and writings I have read of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, I consider the best speech was the plenary session speech in the first Round Table Conference. Manuwad, Kashiram, and many others. And me too sometimes think that his best book was Annihilation of Caste. But as speech, that was also a speech. The speech given by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in the plenary session, that is combined session, the first inaugural session of the country, Dr. Ambedkar gave the best speech. I cannot resist the temptation to at least tell you some lines of the speech. He started. It is a point of view of 43 crore people, or 1/5 of the total population of British India. The depressed classes form a group by themselves, which is distinct and separate from Mohammedans. And although they are included among the Hindus, they in no sense form an integral part of the community. Not only have they a separate existence, but they have also assigned to them a status which is individually distinct from the status occupied by any other community in India. There are communities in India which occupy a lower and subordinate position, but the position assigned to the depressed classes is totally different. It is one which is midway between that of the serf and the slave, and which may, for convenience, be called servile, with this difference that the serf and the slaves were permitted to have physical contact, from which the depressed classes are debarred. What is worse is that is enforced servility and bar to human intercourse due to their untouchability involves not merely the possibility of discrimination in public life, but actually works out as a positive denial of all equality of opportunity. And this is a tremendous speech. He spoke about one and a half hours. The British were slashed. The British, because your arrival, our life has not changed. Before your arrival, we were not taken in the police service. Today also we are not taken. Before your arrival, we are not allowed to enter any temple. Today also not. You had the power, but you don't have the will to do for us. But British don't forget. British don't forget that your empire is because of our blood. Now, that is why Lord Ripon, etc., favored our position. What? That starting from the Battle of Plassey in 1757 to the Battle of Khoregaon, 60 years after, 1818, all the battles, territorial conquests, British, you completed because of our untouchable soldiers fought with your bayonets and bullets. Even that day he said, in 1945, once again he said to Lord Oval, Lord Oval, you have come to abdicate that cabinet mission. You have come to abdicate your powers. You are transferring your power, abdicating your power in the hands of the Brahmins, who are our natural enemy. But don't forget, we gave your empire built up. You people must be knowing in Bombay, 2000 years they were celebrating even Dr. Ambedkar's son-in-law, grandson-in-law. Anand Teltumde, he is my friend, he is my friend. Anand Teltumde is in jail and many others. Why they celebrated this British victory over Brahmin Rajas of Pune? Anyway, there may be many other reasons for that case. I'm not going into that. The thing is that in POONA PACT, Dr. Ambedkar already has demised that no separate electorate. It is anti-national. It is anti-democratic. And on this point, he was praised like anything. Gandhiji declared, you are a patriot of $1 million, because he, Dr. Ambedkar, supported the Hindu nationalists. So this POONA PACT, once damaged, could not come out of that. So eventually, Dr. Ambedkar had to sign a treaty. You know, when Gandhi declared that I will start on 20th this hunger strike, Dr. Ambedkar twice and thrice met him, and he indeed surrendered. Even before the fasting started. You know, I didn't know it. Once I was with this bomb safe leader, Maheshram in Pune, in 75 years of POONA PACTs, Dhikkar Divash, I delivered my inaugural speech for about 1.5 hours. On the same day, another of my friend, Bijoy Mankar from Nagpur, he held the same meeting against POONA PACT in Hyderabad. I was invited by him also. So after a few days, I asked Bijoy, how was your conference? How many attendance? He told that it was good and this. And he told, sir, on this point, I have written a book, The Bad Effects of POONA PACT. And while he was telling, he told that Dr. Ambedkar to charter of demand सुबह ही तैयार कर लिया था 20 तारीख. Bijoy, what are you telling? Where is this document you are talking about? He told, sir, volume 17, page such and such. I will no need to tell anymore. I will read the entire book because a few days back somebody gave me this volume 3. So immediately I found and I got shocked. The charter of demands made on the eve of Mahatma Gandhi's fast, page 154, volume 17:1. Dr. Ambedkar demanded 30 seats, reserved seat for, that is, we are surrendering. I'm surrendering separate electorate. It will be joint electorate. However, reserved seats to be more in number. Madras 30, Bombay 16, Bengal 50, Punjab 10, UP 40, Bihar and Odisha 20, CP and Berar 20, Assam 11, total 97. And communal award gave in this place Bengal 10, Ambedkar made it 50. However, proportionate, if you calculate, it would have been 62 because Bengal Assembly was composed of 250 total seats. Only Madras was correct, 30 and 30. Communal award gave Madras 18. Bombay Communal Award 10. However, Ambedkar demanded 16, got 14. And here, communal award is shown 10, Bengal, actually not, that is not correct. उसमें बोला है minimum 10 Bengal will get. Bengal we will decide later on because the untouchable population is so thickly innumerable that before appropriate assessment we can't give. So our leader, Mr. Malik and others, they were demanding 62. Dr. Ambedkar in the charter of demand made it 50. He submitted it to Gandhiji. Mahatma Ji, this is our proposal. I had a friend, old friend, Dr. They're older than me, that he used to say he is from Maharashtra, N.G. Uke, whose marriage was arranged by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. And Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, instead of spread of education, spent 3 lakhs of rupees sanctioned by British government for foreign scholarship. And Uke Sahab used to say, I was one of the 4. I was the 4th in the group. And I was not having any government aid. I went with my own scholarship. So whatever. Now Uke Sahab used to say many a times, Dr. Ambedkar never used the word Mahatma for Gandhiji. But I find here, repeatedly he is saying in the jail before POONA PACT, Mahatma Ji, you have been very unfair to us. So and so. Dr. Ambedkar asked that I want my compensation. In the jail, he was telling, I am ready to give you, but you say you are interested in my life. Dr. Ambedkar says, yes, Mahatma Ji, I am. And if you devote yourself entirely to the welfare of the depressed classes, you would then become our hero. Now, we find here the POONA PACT signed by 23 of our people, where Mohandas Karamchand Ghani's name is not there. Unfortunately, number 20, the signature is Vishwas. I'm ashamed. However, he has not written SK Vishwas. He knew that I'm doing not justice to the thing, so he closed his name only Vishwas. So whatever, after the next POONA PACT signed, Ambedkar was lecturing in a festival at the Bombay Hotel, and he told point blank, there was the life of the greatest man in India to be saved. Dr. Ambedkar, not only Mahatma bol rahe hai, there was the life of the greatest man in India to be saved. There was also for some problem to try safeguard the interest of my community. So eventually, we are happy that we have saved Mahatma Ji. So this way, eventually, POONA PACT was the end of our fight. After that meeting in Pune, I told 70 years, Mahesh Ram had written a book like Vijay Mankar, POONA PACT ke dushparinam. So its cover is very interesting. Fire, POONA PACT is nothing but fire, and he has given kya hai, kya खराबी क्या है, POONA PACT के दुष्परिणाम क्या क्या है. नंबर 1, विधायकों को बोलने पर पाबंदी. You see today in parliament or assemblies, our vidhayaks and our legislatures, they can't speak. दलालों और भड़ुआ का निर्माण, अच्छा चमचा का creation, what Kanchiram has given the nomenclature of his book. मानवाद मताधिकार का अधिकार प्रभाव शून्य, that is no value disenfranchisement of our franchise right or voting right or suffrage right. It is useless. अस्पृश्यता आज भी बरकरार है. It is also the result of POONA PACT. आजादी गुलामी में तब्दील, the battle for freedom, liberty, what started in Bengal in 1882 and on in 1921, after the 1919 Act of India, the first of the untouchable in India in this history entered in the legislature. Who was he? A Matua, advocate Vishwadev Das, in pursuance of 1919 Act. In 1920, he was nominated MLC, and he is on record the first untouchable in India to enter in the legislature. And the next month, 5 more people, our people, they were elected, direct election. In pursuance of 1919 Act, we are given adult franchise. And Mukunda Bihari Malik fought. No, tax paying doesn't mean 1.5 rupee. That is too much. It reduced to 8 anna only. Anybody paying tax 8 anna will be getting voting right, and that was declared. And in in pursuance of that act, provisions of the act, there were election, and in that election, apart from Vishwadev Das, MLC, there were 5. One was Panchanon Barman, who got graduation in Sanskrit honors even before the birth of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. In 1889, Panchanan Barma or Sharkar got BA honors in Sanskrit. He got 94 MA and LLB. And this Panchanan Burma was one of those 5 elected members entering Bengal legislature in 1920. 5 Panchanan Burman, Nirod Bihari Mallik, Prasanna Dev Raikot, Hemchandra Nashkar, and the 5th one, Rashiklal Charmakar. And Rashiklal Charmakar was complete illiterate. An irony of Hindu politics is, from the joint electorate, he defeated the most learned scholar Mukunda Bihari Mallik, who gave his helping hands in drafting the Constitution of 1990. So these are the effect. These are the effect that our people were fighting and getting this way before POONA PACT. And none was fighting election, either communist or Hindu Mahasabha or Muslim. Muslim ka to sawal nahi hai, because they were having separate electorate. Nor Congress. Each and all of our members fought election independently, despite separate electorate for the Muslims. We did cast our vote for our people. So these are the result. So the ruling class, the hereditary ruling class, call him the Brahmin or call him the Baniya, call him the British, whatever, all combined. They conspired. They put Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the most learned man from our side, to oppose this separate electorate and separate identity and this separate realization as the depressed classes. Thereafter, you see the havoc what we have got. And Manuwad Kashiram also has pointed out 6 evil effects of the Chamcha Age or POONA PACT. What are these? That the liberation movement, what was going on the basis of separate electorate and proportional representation. जिसकी जितना शंखा भारी उसकी उतना भागीदारी. Proportional representation of communities in Public Employment Act of 1907, February, Assam Bengal government, I have told. Hindi of that comes to that, what Kashiramji used to say. So this liberation movement is over. What my friend in the beginning was telling, that we are not on the liberation movement. We are Chamcha movement. We are subordinate to the 3% to 4% Brahmins. This is the pitiable condition. Number 2, alienates the elites. Elites means you, me, or whosoever from the untouchable community has been educated and with some business, small shopping, transportation, whatever, and some government job or private job, engineers, etc., whosoever has got, he has given a new terminology, oppressed elites. Now these oppressed elites are being alienated We have left our villages, live in the cities. Chamcha, as Chamcha, behave Chamcha of the Brahmins and Kayast and Khatris who rule in the cities, in urban areas, like urban Naxals or whatever. So this oppressed elite, वो दफ्तर में नौकरी करते करते हम उन लोगों को दलाल बन जाते हैं, उन लोगों को भक्त बन जाते हैं. So we are alienated, and this alienation was not in Bengal. Today it is more than anywhere, this Chamchagiri in Bengal. And that is why in many an occasions I have said that why I can't help you people in this movement. As I have said Jivan Malla also, why I am surrounded with enemies of my own people. My people, my society, the entire, I can categorize two sides. Dalal and Gulam. We are Dalals, that is, जो elite बोला है, oppressed elite, we are oppressed elite. हमको वो लेता नहीं, वो बैनर होल्ड करने को लेता है. कोई भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी में जाओ, कोई भी फेस्टिवल में जाओ, we are not the leaders there, तो हम फॉलोअर्स हैं. और काशीराम का लैंग्वेज में पूछ बनना छोड़ दो, सर बनने का कोशिश करो. पूछ लंबा तो होती है पर पूछ में दम नहीं होता है, तो हम पूछ बन जाते हैं. अनदर 3 नंबर बोलता है destroys and discourages independent movement of the oppressed and exploited. हम हिम्मत हार गए. हम 3% ब्राह्मण बनिया को देख के घबरा जाते हैं. वो जो हम लड़े थे बंगाल में, आप सोच के देखो, मुसलमान को आपसे अलग कर दिया, सेपरेट इलेक्टोरेट देके. जो 1919 एक्ट में पंजाब में नॉट ओनली मुसलमान, शीख भाई हमारे साथ ना आए, शीख को भी सेपरेट इलेक्टोरेट दे दिया था, ताकि क्रिश्चियन भाई हमारे साथ ना आए, दलित क्रिश्चियन लोग, तो क्रिश्चियन को भी सेपरेट इलेक्टोरेट दे दिया है. हमारे लोग इतना लड़े, नहीं दिया है. तो ये देन 4 नंबर बोलता है क्रिएट्स अस लीडरलेस. ऑटोमेटिकली हमारा जो टारगेट, अपना टारगेट नहीं है, अपना बलबूतों पे नहीं है, दूसरों का मुंह देख के हम चलते हैं. चाहे वो कम्युनिस्ट हो, हिंदुत्ववादी हो, तृणमूलवादी हो, कांग्रेसवादी हो, कहीं भी जाए, हम तो लीडर नहीं है. राहुल गांधी विल बी द लीडर, देयर इज नो अल्टरनेटिव. नहीं तो ब्राह्मण जी आ रहे हैं, शशि थरूर साहब, उनका किताब आप पढ़ के देखें, व्हाई आई एम ए हिंदू. यस, मैं बहुत पहले बोला, शशि थरूर जी प्रेसिडेंट बनेगा तो हिंदू लोग कांग्रेस को फिर से उठाएगा, तो थरूर साहब आएगा, हम लोग उसको, हम लीडरलेस है. हमारा एक लीडर था काशीराम जी, हम जय काशीराम करते हैं. जो बोलता था वोट हमारा, राज हमारा, बिकॉज डेमोक्रेसी इज द government formed by the maximum vote, and we hold maximum votes. That is why we do not need to rig vote, to purchase vote, to suppress vote. We have enough. They don't have. वो हमारा घर में आते हैं वोट परचेज करने को, वो हमारा घर में आते हैं हमारा वोट बॉक्स में ना जाए इसका लिए. तो हम लीडरलेस बन गया बिकॉज ऑफ पूना पैक्ट. makes democracy meaningless, keeps the country poor and backward. ये सब काशीराम जी बोला है कि ये जो पूना पैक्ट है, पूना पैक्ट का ये डिसएडवांटेजेस हमारा लिए ये सब हो गया है। तो पूना पैक्ट का पहले क्या हुआ था, क्या पोजीशन था? It was a fight, our independent fight for liberty, total liberty. And its motto was separate electorate and proportional representation. No partition of the country, nothing. And that is why Dr. Ambedkar had to write in favor of partition 2-3 books and many speeches that Bengal must be divided, Punjab must be divided. The Muslims of Punjab and Muslims of Bengal cannot remain in this country, whereas Muslims of Hyderabad was not allowed. Jawaharlal Nehru sent even Patton tanks against Hyderabad. Kashmir Muslims were not allowed to go away. Other Muslims are cordially, no, तो कहाँ जाएगा? हाँ, राजस्थान को मुसलमान को नहीं भगाया गया पंजाब और भगाया गया बंगाल का, breaking Bengal and the Punjab. Thy name is division of India. Because the number of untouchables and their movement and their organization was so strong. You can see in 1946, when this Dr. Ambedkar was unable to get even his name forwarded for the Constituent Assembly, because there was not a single untouchable MLA to support his case for the Constituent Assembly. Jagannath Mandal from Bengal easily told, come. And Ambedkar also went to Calcutta with that hope that Bengal number and their organizational capacity, whatever Congress may do and conspire, I can easily, or the Bengal scheduled caste and untouchable people with their organizing capacity can easily send me. And they sent him. And Dr. Ambedkar was written in the Constituent Assembly in 1946 with the maximum votes. There was the necessity of 5 votes. Dr. Ambedkar got 6 votes. See the records. These, we can say this is the pre-Ambedkar period Dalit movement and post-Ambedkar period Dalit movement. And till the advent of Manuwad Kashiram, I feel the Ambedkar's name even was forgotten by our people. Very rare, very minute. Oi Bhagwan Das in Delhi and somebody in Delhi. You know, it's a very, there was no point. There was no point because there was no politics. There was no Bhim Patrika, etc., etc. All were following the Congress. So this is what I feel. Let me stop here today. I'm very unlucky that I'm not able to see all faces, and nor I am seen, for the speeches, this body language and the emotional part of your speech also has some impact today because of connection, no connection. I'm sorry. With thanks to all and everybody, with Jai Kashiram, I stop here.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद
Yes, Ji.
Yes.
Very. Actually,
पानी चाहिए हमें.
really, I thanks to Mr. Biswas. Very shocking, but at the same time, thanks to Manuwad S.K. Biswas for a very important historical information about before and after POONA Pact. At the same time, I want to tell one more thing to you and as well as the participants also. We have found a pleasure in talking about history. But what should we do now? How do we end the stooges? It could be a right to talk about what action plan we have for that. At the same time,
What we should do
what should we do, or otherwise
to overcome
what
this
action
situation?
plan we have for that?
This
What
situation.
action plan we have for that?
So you see,
I finish it.
on this issue,
Ah.
on this issue, many people, many of my friends and the activists and revolutionaries, even I call some at least revolutionaries, that now what should we do?
Yes, that is what is our action? What is our action plan? So that is more important, na?
You see, I retired from Delhi 15 years back, just 14 years back. So even before that, 2-3 साल पहले से, we started thinking what to do. सामने अंधकार दिखाई दे रहा है. Total hopeless darkness. Because last 2 years, Kashiram ji and myself had no connection. He was not allowed to connect me, and he too went from my Calcutta home saying, for some years, let us not contact. साहब आपका टेलीफोन, no, जब जरूरत पड़ेगा हम आपको बुलाएगा. A person who used to talk to me on tone phone and other way almost every alternate day, he had to see our relation. And when he was in hospital, the deathbed, I couldn't meet him because situation was totally adverse. Now, after his death, many activists, workers, leaders came to me. Sab, aap to kuch karo. No, I can't do. I do not want to die as he had to die. नहीं साहब, बाप मरने से बेटा को तो कंधा देना पड़ेगा ना. हाँ, कंधा देना पड़ेगा. तो पर किस लिए? दिखाओ कोई सिंसियर 20 लड़का को लाओ, 20, who are ready to take this heavy banner and dangerous responsibility. I will be in the front. I came Bengal with the hope that in Bengal, let me work something. Manuwad wanted me to be in Bengal also. He wanted me to make me the chief minister of Bengal. ये सब बातें का ज्यादा महत्व नहीं देने का. So I came, I searched 1 or 2 boys. With sincerity comes for a separate political party with our own entity. And I was to say in Delhi all around me, look, do not expect next day a mango from the tree you have planted just yesterday. Let us water it. We may not have got any fruit. Our next generation will. Are you ready? Are you ready? Till today, I get none. So I do not know those who are getting some people around them, they are very lucky. And I do not know, I was so close to Kashiramji, I used to watch him, but I am still cannot solve the riddle how he dragged people like those. Now people are afraid that when S.K. Biswas betrays, Bahinji betrays, Falana betrays, Jivan Malla betrays, Bahujan betrays. तो आगे कौन है? कोई नहीं है. People are not responding us. So in such circumstances, at least I have told Jivan Malla also that you are, I am not very hopeful. So I am with you. But देखो कोई तगड़ा लीडरशिप कोई सबको मानने को तैयार है. Many people used to give me money for my activities in Delhi. They used to give Kashiramji. स्वाभाविक है ना, मूवमेंट चलाने तो पैसा का सोर्स चाहिए. For Mr. Malla, I requested them. बहुत मुश्किल से मैंने बोला यार, this man is doing something. I have some hope. But ask Mr. Jivan Malla, has anybody contributed? No. I shrink more. Anyway, आप सब मिलके देखो. If we can hold our own political party, own people, voting our own political ideology तो नए तरीका तैयार करने का जरूरत नहीं है. मानवर काशीराम बहुत कुछ दे गया. डॉक्टर अंबेडकर बहुत कुछ लिख के गया. So we have no dearth of policy program, and Ambedkar started for those only 15%. But today, what my friend started telling, we are not 15%. Why do we talk about the untouchables only? These things came in the mind of Mr. Kashiram, this Bahujan movement. You know, he was once telling me that Bishwas, when I read thoroughly this POONA Pact, I understood what a dangerous position. Now we have no scope, no avenue to escape. We are bound to be and we are bound to remain slaves. Gulami se chutkara to after POONA Pact, it is not possible. Then Bishwas, you know, I became mad. रात में सो नहीं सकता था, तो कई दिन सोच सोच के ये गुलामी हमें मंजूर नहीं है, गुलामी से तो कैसे न कैसे छुटकारा चाहिए ही चाहिए। तो बोले कि कोई जब रास्ता नहीं है, in this joint electorate, in today's hereditary ruling class and hereditary subject class, इन दोनों का जो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है, हमें तो कोई स्कोप नहीं है ये गुलामी से छुटकारा मिलने का। एक दिन रात में सोचते सोचते आया, जहां देयर इज ए वे आउट, मैं गुलामी से छुटकारा मिल सकते हैं हमारा, कैसे? खुदकुशी कर लो। गुलामी से मुक्ति का वर्तमान भारत में एक ही रास्ता है, खुदकुशी कर लो। और उसके बाद तो मैं और पागल हो गया। तो आफ्टर होल नाइट इन द मॉर्निंग मेरा मम्मी याद आया। अरे लड़का तू क्या बोल रहा है खुदकुशी करना? अरे तेरा मम्मी तेरे को खुदकुशी करने को लिए पैदा किया, इतना बड़ा क्या? नो, तो खुदकुशी भी नहीं किया जाता। देन व्हाट? बोले तब मेरे ध्यान में आया, आफ्टर मेडिटेशन, that you are not the only suppressed, oppressed, depressed, discriminated or victim of the system. Muslims are the victims of the systems, backwards are the most victims of the system. All, कहीं जाओ, वो मुट्ठी भर के ब्राह्मण छोड़ के, all are victims. Victimization differs in degree, not in kind. किसी को ज्यादा विक्टिम, किसी को कम विक्टिम। जो इंजीनियर बन गए फर्स्ट क्लास, उसको क्या किया जाए? ज्यादा विक्टिम तो क्या नहीं जाता है, वो तो अमेरिका चले जाएगा, सिलिकॉन वैली में चले जाएगा, कहीं ना कहीं चले जा रहा है। तो विक्टिमाइजेशन का डिग्री में डिफरेंस है, बट विक्टिम तो सभी है। तो there is the way. Why cannot we, all the victims of the system, unite against the beneficiaries of the system? Beneficiaries तो 10-15 है, और victim तो हम 85-90 है। अरे उसका 50% भी यूनाइट हो गया, हमको कौन रोकेगा? एंड इट इज डेमोक्रेसी। हमें तो बुलेट नहीं चलाना है, तो बैटल तो आजकल हल्दी घाटी में तलवार और बुलेट से नहीं होता है। आजकल तो स्कूल में बूथ बैठते हैं, वहां तो बैलेट का बैटल होता है। यस, बैलेट बचाने को लिए हमें बुलेट और लाठ तैयार रखना है, पर लड़ाई तो बैलेट का है, और बैलेट हमारा घर इतना सारा है, मैक्सिमम 85% 100 में से तो हमें जब इतना सारा है इकट्ठा करो, तो बहुजन समाज पार्टी बना लिया। इन कुआलालंपुर इन दलित इंटरनेशनल में he was talking about this. भाई, I have created a बहुजन समाज पार्टी। पार्टी तो बनाया, पर अभी तक हम बहुजन समाज नहीं बना पाया। ओनली 20-25 कम्युनिटी को, टुकड़ा टुकड़ा को मैं इकट्ठा लाने का सक्सेस उपलब्ध किया है। उसी में से हम मायावती को चीफ मिनिस्टर बना दिया। तो रोको, और कुछ साल हम 100 डिफरेंट कास्ट को इकट्ठा कर लिया, बहुजन समाज थोड़ा बहुत तैयार हुआ, देन वोट हमारा, राज हमारा ही होगी। दिस इज द रियलिटी। बट करने को लिए कोई है नहीं, और कोई होगा ऐसी नहीं लगता है। और ये बात मान्यवर काशीराम जी एक दिन मेरे को बोला। मैं बोला, साहब आप तो प्रधानमंत्री बन रहा था, तो अल्टीमेटली बने क्यों नहीं उस टाइम? Within 7 days, he was to be declared as Prime Minister. So, बोला, विश्वास, I am a man in hurry. हम मरने का पहले एक इंजन को तैयार नहीं कर पाएगा, so I do not see there is anybody who can create this engine. इंजन में तैयार करके छोड़ जाएगा, तो चलाने वाला ड्राइवर तो बहुत तैयार मैंने किया है। तो ये एक रियलिटी। अब सब मिलके सोचो, पर देयर इज द ओनली वे। एक हमारा पॉलिटिकल पार्टी लक्ष्य तैयार है, वे भी इलस्ट्रेशन दिखा दिया मान्यवर काशीराम। हाउ जो ब्रदर, जो साथी शुरू में बोल रहे थे ब्राह्मण, अरे ब्राह्मण तो मायावती के पीछे पैर चाटने को लगा था जब काशीराम जी थे। हाँ, तो ब्राह्मण क्या करते हैं? ब्राह्मण का क्या है? ओनली थिंग टुडे काशीराम नहीं है, वो काम कौन करे? और वो काशीराम बोला भी मेरे को कि मैं मर गया बनने का पहले, तो बाद में बनाने वाला मैं नहीं देखता हूं। तो let us search, let us think. हाँ जीवन जी,
Yes,
आपको
yes,
देख रहा
yes.
है मैं तो आप तो मेरे को नहीं देख पाए आज। एनीवे, आप टोपी लगा के, क्या दिल्ली में ठंडा है क्या?
Yes, yes, yes.
बारिश हो रहा है वो तो देखा है।
Varish, and as well as morning itself I
हाँ,
suffering from
तो
light
आप
fever
एकदम
also.
टोपी में ढक रखा है।
Fever na, light fever.
क्या कोई डंडा मारेगा ये डर है?
Yes, yes.
तो एनीवे, मैं तो
Okay,
बहुत
जी।
देर तक
अशोक?
बोला है।
Thank you very much.
थैंक यू।
Ashok?
Yes.
Yes. You give your vote of thanks. Finished.
Today we can close, huh?
Almost.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Ashok?
Can you suggest some?
You give vote of thanks and finish it. Almost 2 hours now. About 2 hours.
Can I also speak some words? Very
Okay,
briefly.
okay. Yes. Tell me.
मान्यवर जीवन कुमार मल्ला जी, BCCI टीम जो ये प्रोग्राम कर रही है, और SK विश्वास जी जिन्होंने बहुत डिटेल में पूना पैक्ट से पहले और बाद की स्थिति पे अपने विचार रखे, लेकिन एक पॉइंट वो छोड़ गए जिसे मैं बताने की आवश्यकता समझता हूं। उस पॉइंट को जाने बगैर कम्युनल अवार्ड की विशेषता को एक तरह से नकारना होगा, और वो ये था कि उस समय के अछूत कहिए, दलित कहिए, डिप्रेस्ड क्लास कहिए या शेड्यूल कास्ट कहिए, कम्युनल अवार्ड में उनको डबल वोट का अधिकार दिया गया था। डबल वोट, सेपरेट इलेक्टोरेट, जहां 9 इंडिपेंडेंट कम्युनिटीज को था, अनटचेबल को इंडिपेंडेंट कम्युनिटी माना गया, और उनको डबल वोटिंग का राइट इसलिए दिया गया कि ब्रिटिश संसद और ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट जिससे ये पास था, वो ये समझते थे कि अछूतों को ही हम भविष्य में राज सौंप के जाएंगे, और ये किसी से भेदभाव नहीं करेंगे। जो और कम्युनिटी है, इसके अलावा जो 8 कम्युनिटीज है, अनटचेबल के अलावा, डिप्रेस्ड के अलावा, उनके साथ भेदभाव नहीं करेंगे, और भेदभाव रहित शासन व्यवस्था बनाएंगे और बनाने के लिए कोशिश करेंगे। और मैं ये देखता हूं कि अक्सर लोग पूना पैक्ट का तो जिक्र करते हैं, और मैं एक और पैक्ट मानता हूं जो 1947 में लुटन दिल्ली में किया गया, और वो ये था कि किस प्रकार जो एक रिपोर्ट जिसे नेहरू रिपोर्ट कहा गया, उस पर आधारित संविधान और उसकी विशेषताओं को लंदन में खारिज कर दिया गया। लगभग 75 इंडियन डेलीगेट्स थे और 20 के करीब ब्रिटिश डेलीगेट्स थे, उन्होंने रिजेक्ट किया। लेकिन फिर वही संविधान में नेहरू रिपोर्ट को कैसे इंसर्ट किया जाए ताकि नेहरू की पुश्तें ही राज करती रहे। और ये भी देखा गया कि जो पहले चुनाव से तकरीबन 3 दशकों तक जो चुनाव हुए, उनमें गरीबों को, जो माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटी है किसी भी इलाके में, उनको मतदान केंद्रों तक जाने तक बे रोका गया। ब्रिटिश काल में एक जो व्यवस्था थी, जैसे मिस्टर विश्वास ने बताया कि ओनली टैक्स पेयर कैन वोट। अब व्यवस्था तो ये की गई कि हर जो आदमी वयस्क है वो वोट करेगा, लेकिन जहां पर जिनकी संख्या कम थी उस वर्ग को वोटिंग देने से रोका गया, वोटिंग सेंटर में जाने से रोका गया, उनके वोट लूटे गए, मतपत्र लूटे गए, बाकायदा ठेका दिया जाता था कि इस इलाके का टेरर फैला के बूथ पे कब्जा करना है, पत्रों को लूटना है। तो ये सब हुआ तकरीबन 3 दशकों तक। और मान्यवर कांशीराम साहब ने जनसाधारण को वोट का महत्व भी समझाया और उन्होंने मतदाताओं को वोटिंग सेंटर में एंटर करने लायक बनाया। तो इस हिसाब से जो एक डेमोक्रेटिक के नाम पे ऑटोक्रेटिक सिस्टम जो हो गया था, मान्यवर कांशीराम साहब ने उसे फिर से डेमोक्रेटिक सिस्टम में तब्दील किया। और यही मान्यवर साहब की विशेषता थी कि उन्होंने भारत में आर्यन ऑटोक्रेसी को हटाकर द्राविड़ डेमोक्रेसी स्थापित करने में योगदान दिया। और मैं यही आशा करता हूं कि अन्य साथी भी मान्यवर कांशीराम साहब की इस कोशिश को आगे बढ़ाते रहेंगे और इस ओर काम करेंगे। धन्यवाद।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मिस्टर राजवीर जी, आपने समाधान बताया। मिस्टर एस.के. विश्वास जी ने पूना पैक्ट के पहले के जो घटनाक्रम थे, उसके बाद जो घटनाक्रम हुए, किस तरीके से उसको हमारे जो दोहरे मताधिकार थे उसको अस्तित्व विहीन किया गया, उससे विस्तार से करीब उन्होंने 2 घंटे अपनी बात रखी। और भी जो उसमें तथ्य थे उन्होंने स्पष्ट तरीके से प्रस्तुत किए। और जैसा कि एस.के. विश्वास जी ने भी बताया, आपने भी बताया, और मान्यवर कांशीराम साहब ने भी बड़े स्पष्ट शब्दों में, जब 1982 में कांग्रेस पूना पैक्ट की स्वर्ण जयंती मना रही थी, उसी दौरान कांशीराम साहब ने पूना पैक्ट धिक्कार दिवस की घोषणा करी और उसी दौर में उन्होंने द चमचा एज लिखी। और जो पूना पैक्ट का जो रिजल्ट आया, उससे कैसे चमचावाद क्रिएट हुआ, वो विस्तार से उसमें उन्होंने उसका ब्यौरा दिया। 1998 में उनसे एक बार पूछा गया क्या आप पूना जो कम्युनल अवार्ड है उसके लिए फिर संघर्ष करेंगे, तो उन्होंने कहा कि इस विषय में मैंने 1 मिनट भी, इस विषय में सोचने के लिए मैंने 1 मिनट भी बर्बाद नहीं किया आज तक, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि जब ब्रिटिशों के टाइम ये नहीं मिल सका तो आज आर्यन ब्राह्मणों की सरकार है और इनसे हमारी डिमांड पूरी नहीं हो सकती। इसलिए मैंने एक फार्मूला तैयार किया है कि ब्राह्मण जो आर्यंस है, ब्राह्मणवाद से शोषित जो कम्युनिटीज हैं, उनमें आपसी भाईचारा पैदा करके एक बहुजन समाज का निर्माण करें। और बहुजन समाज ही एक रास्ता है जो इस पूना पैक्ट के दुष्परिणाम से समाज को बचा सकता है। क्योंकि आज हम लोगों ने सब, बहुजन द्रविड़ पार्टी ने डिसाइड किया है कि हम लोग अब कांशीराम जी के जो विचार थे, जो उनका दर्शन था, उसी को प्रसारित करना है देश भर में। और हम लोग प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि मान्यवर कांशीराम जी की जो विचारा है, आइडियोलॉजी है, उसको फिर से पुनर्जीवित कर और उसको फिर से एक नई ऊर्जा के साथ समाज के साथ पास ले जाया जाए। आप सब साथी करीब 2.5 घंटे से जुड़े और कांची में अभी भी जुड़े हुए हैं। आप सबका भी बहुत बहुत आभार कि आप सब लोगों ने धैर्य से हमारे जो गेस्ट स्पीकर थे उनकी बातें सुनी। और इसी के साथ मैं अब इस मीट को, इस जूम मीटिंग को समाप्त करता हूँ। जय कांची राम।
Thank you everyone for participating in the Zoom conference. So thank you speaker and for all the participants. We'll see you in the other conference. Thank you. Jai Kanchiram. Jai Birya. Jai BDP.